Have you ever been home alone on a quiet night when suddenly something just doesn't feel right? Like a subtle shift in the atmosphere that you can't explain, but it makes every hair on your skin stand up. Well, that's exactly how it started for Liam Harper. And trust me, this isn't just a story. Maybe you'll find pieces of your own nights in this, because sometimes the scariest moments are the ones that feel eerily familiar. Picture this: a peaceful suburban home, the lights dimmed down low, a late-night movie playing softly in the background. Liam, just 17, is waiting for the night to pass, hanging out with Emma, his girlfriend. His parents are away for the week, the perfect chance for a cozy night in without anyone breathing down his neck. He's comfortable, safe, until that first noise. It started so small, so subtle, most people would have dismissed it right away. A gentle tapping on the glass outside the window. Not loud, just soft enough to blend into the quiet hum of the house. You know that sound, like a branch brushing against a window on a breezy night. Yeah, that exact sound. But Liam, he swore it was different, because this wasn't random or chaotic. It was deliberate. It was a rhythm. Can you imagine hearing that in the middle of the night and feeling your heart skip a beat? Liam did. He swore it was methodical, like someone was trying to send a message, counting on his attention. At first, he tries to shake it off. Maybe it really is just a branch, or maybe a raccoon messing around outside. But as the tapping continues, his mind starts racing. What if it's someone out there, a neighbor, a delivery person? No, none of it made sense. Why would anyone come around at this hour? His instincts weren't lying, something was off. Now, picture yourself in Liam's place. You're lying there, trying to pretend it's nothing, but you're every second waiting, every muscle tense. You don't want to wake up Emma. You don't want to confront whatever is outside. But the tapping just won't stop. Then, the moment that flips everything. Liam gets up, as quietly as he can, and pulls aside the curtain, and there, barely illuminated by the soft glow of the porch light, is a figure, just a silhouette at first. Standing so close to the window, you swear you could touch them, but his breath catches in his throat. It's still, like a shadow, frozen in time. Have you ever felt that kind of paralyzing fear, where your whole body just locks up, but your brain screams to do something? That's exactly what happened. Liam's stomach drops, his heart races, but he can't look away, even though his mind keeps begging him to run or hide. The tapping grows more deliberate, more insistent. It's like the person outside wants Liam to notice them, wants to communicate. And then a whisper. Not loud enough to hear clearly, but enough to make the hairs on your arms stand on end. Like a ghost brushing past your ear, sending a chill straight to your core. Liam calls Emma's name, hoping she'll wake up, hoping this nightmare isn't real. But she just stirs, lost in peaceful sleep, unaware of the terror creeping closer. You'd think the logical part of you would say, it's nothing, just a prank, or your mind playing tricks. But Liam can't shake the feeling that this is something else, something dark, something that isn't meant to be understood. He inches back to the window, eyes barely peeking above the sill, and then he sees Itha's face. Not human, pale as moonlight, almost translucent, like a drowned reflection in the glass. The eyes, hollow black pits that feel like they suck the light from the room. You ever see something so unnatural that the only reaction is to step back, to question your own sanity? Liam did, but just as fast as it appeared, it vanished. The porch was empty. the moonlight casting its usual calm glow, like nothing had ever happened. For hours, Liam stayed awake. Every creak, every shuffle outside made him jump. Emma slept through it all, like a guardian of innocence, while he was trapped in a waking nightmare. And then dawn came. You'd think the sun would bring relief, right? Truth be told, it did, for about 2 seconds, until Liam spotted it. A footprint blackened, smudged just outside the porch, trailing off into the yard. It hadn't been there the night before. It shouldn't have been real. By now, you're probably feeling the weight of what Liam's experiencing. The uncertainty, the fear, the inescapable feeling of being watched. You lock your doors, double-check your windows, but deep down, you know the unease doesn't just go away. Days pass, but Liam's alone feeling doesn't fade. The tossing and turning, the whisper at the edge of sleep, the cold spots in his room when no one else is near. Friends say he's imagining it, just nerves, but you and I both know how that feels when your gut screams the truth. Liam never saw the figure again, or did he? Sometimes, late at night, he wakes up just in time to catch the faintest tap on the window, or a shadow briefly flickering in the corner of his eye. You know those moments when time slows, when your skin itches like something's watching you. That's what he lives with. And here's the thing, the police were no help, no evidence, no forced entry, no footprints beyond that single blackened print. The silence from the authorities only deepened the mystery. It's the unknown that's the real horror. Now, imagine yourself lying awake tonight, alone, hearing a tap on your window. Just one, a soft, deliberate knock. What would you do? Would you pull the curtain, pretend it's nothing? Or would you be frozen in place, heart pounding, knowing deep down that some stories don't have neat endings? That tapping, that shadow, the silent figure, watching from the dark. Maybe it's waiting for you, just like it waited for Liam. It might be closer than you think. If this story sent a chill down your spine, or made you look over your shoulder, hit subscribe now, because here we dive deep into the supernatural, the unexplained, and the moments where reality bends and dark stories come alive. Stories that maybe you're already a part of. So next time you hear a tap at your window, remember, the unknown might be watching, just out of sight, waiting for you to notice. Are you ready to see what lies beyond the glass? You're a grown man living alone in a modest, quiet house. No distractions, no roommates, no one to answer to. Just you, your space, and the freedom to live on your own terms. Sounds peaceful, right? For many, this is the dream. But for one man, let us call him Mark, this freedom turned into a nightmare that clawed at his mind for months afterward. Mark was in his mid-30s, enjoying the simple life inside a small, one-story house. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, a living room, kitchen, dining room, and a tiny garage. It wasn't much, but it was his fortress, a place where silence was golden. The only rules, his own. No boss, no family nagging, no relationship drama, just peace. But as many of us know, peace can be fragile. What Mark did have, however, was a night owl's schedule. His brain was sharp during the dark hours, when everyone else was asleep. That's when his creativity sparked, his focus sharpened, and the world felt his alone. So he often worked until 3 a.m., then crashed through the afternoons. And on one particular night, well past 3 a.m., he was at his desk, laser-focused on his work. The only sounds were the comforting clicks of his keyboard, the kind that feels familiar and grounding in a quiet house. No music, no TV, no distractions, just the calm, steady rhythm of productivity. Then it happened. Out of nowhere came footsteps, not a slow, tentative approach. These were heavy, pounding steps, sprinting down the hallway toward his bedroom. And right behind those footsteps, a terrifying sound that shattered the stillness. 3 or 4 explosive bangs slamming against his bedroom door. Not gentle knocking, no polite tapping. This was violence, full force, like someone trying to bulldoze their way in. Can you imagine the shock, the surge of adrenaline? One moment your world is calm, the next your survival instincts scream danger. Mark's body went into immediate panic mode. He leaped out of his chair so fast his knee collided painfully with the desk. His monitor nearly crashed to the floor. Time felt surreal. Part of his brain couldn't believe it was real. Have you ever been wide awake and aware, completely alone in your home, when suddenly something terrifying erupts? That exact moment when your calm breaks and your mind races, heart pounding in your ears. Mark froze by his bedroom door, expecting it to kick open any second, someone to burst inside. But then, nothing. Silence returned. No more bangs, no footsteps, just dead, heavy quiet. That silence. Sometimes it's scarier than noise. He stood motionless, terrified to move or even breathe too loudly. It's that split second where your body is caught between fight and flight, senses stretched thin, every shadow a threat. How long did he wait? Minutes soar, maybe it was longer. He doesn't honestly remember. Then, just as slowly as they'd come, the footsteps returned. Only this time, retreating, fading down the hallway, moving away from his room. This retreat unlocked something primal inside him. The fight mode snapped on full force. Mark grabbed the closest thing he had, a beer bottle, sitting empty on the desk hand, flung open the door, heart hammering, screaming at the top of his lungs. He charged through the house like a man possessed. Every corner, every room, every locked door. He searched like a man fighting for his life, ready to confront whoever dared invade his safe space. But there was no one, no intruders, no break-in, nothing. His house was small. There had to be nowhere for someone to hide, and all doors, windows, locked tight. When bravery crumbled into helpless fear, Mark dashed back to his bedroom, slammed the door, locked it, and called the police. The officers came, listened, and conducted their search. Nothing out of place, no break-ins, no tracks, no traces. One cop even suggested maybe someone slipped in unnoticed and left before Mark was aware. But Mark knew better. Everything was locked tight. They shrugged it off, dismissed it as a false alarm. But for Mark, the silence after that night was the loudest sound he ever heard. For a whole week, his mind unraveled. Sleep evaded him like a cruel joke. Eating became a chore he barely managed. His mental replay looped the sounds, the rapid footsteps, the brutal banging on his door over and over like a nightmare stuck on repeat. Who was in his house? How did they get in? Why did they come and then vanish without a trace? His mind grappled with the impossible. The only explanation he could cling to was maybe some window or door had been unlocked and he just hadn't noticed. But even that didn't explain the meaning. Why would an intruder barge in only to bang on the door and run away? Why terrorize without taking anything? Questions with no answers. You have to wonder, have you ever felt that creeping sense of being watched or violated in your own home, even with no obvious cause. That gut-wrenching uncertainty that something out there defies logic. Mark's experience is a chilling reminder that sometimes fears we think are imagined have a terrifying reality lurking in the shadows. The kind that shakes you to your core, yet leaves no proof. After that night, Mark's life changed. Not in visible ways, but in small ones that add up. His sleep was never quite peaceful again. His mind always on edge. He stopped feeling fully safe in the place he once called home. And yet, nothing ever happened again. No return of footsteps, no more bangs. Just the memory of that night, echoing like a ghost in his mind. What would you do in Mark's shoes? Would you stay? Would you move? Or would you dig to find what haunted your sanctuary, even if it meant facing something unexplainable? If this story made you look around your own room a little more closely, if it made your skin tingle with that familiar chill of fear and mystery, don't forget to subscribe. Because here, we explore the moments when reality and the unknown collide, when the silence breaks, and you realize your greatest fear might be waiting just beyond the door. They found Ethan's backpack dumped in a ditch by the highway, but Ethan gone without a trace, and no one ever figured out how that shadowy stranger slipped inside his house that night. What if someone's watching you right now? Ethan McCormick was just 16. Pine Valley was the kind of town where the worst trouble was bored kids setting off fireworks till the day. Ethan saw a stranger. Small towns have small secrets that can blow wide open. It started on a Tuesday after school. Ethan noticed a man trailing him, black hoodie, black gloves. No phone, no expression, just haunting his steps. 30 meters behind. Ever felt a shadow that wouldn't stop following? Ethan turned around 3 times. The man never blinked, never slowed. When Ethan stopped, the man stopped too, like a predator stalking its prey. When silence screams louder than words. By Thursday, Ethan confided in his best friend, Connor. But teenagers get brushed off. Connor laughed, "You're just paranoid." But Ethan knew better. Ever been told your fear is just your imagination? Friday, Ethan switched his route and still saw the man lurking through the park's dark trees. This wasn't coincidence, this was obsession. Some dangers don't just follow paths, they follow you. Saturday, Ethan told his mom. She said, "Maybe it's nothing. Adults love maybes. But when a predator's watching, there's no room for doubt. When maybe becomes a deadly mistake." Sunday night, Ethan gaming alone. His phone buzzed. Unknown number. Message. "Did you get home safe?" Goosebumps. Fear isn't always loud. Sometimes it's a silent text. What would you do if the danger texted you first? He blocked the number and powered down his PC. Then came slow footsteps, outside crunching gravel. Not all danger knocks. Some just stare. Peeking through the blinds, Ethan saw the black hooded figure standing under the street lamp, staring dead at his window. No words, no knocks, just cold silence. Some monsters don't need to knock, they invade your mind. Monday, Ethan refused to walk home. He stayed late, faking study in the library until dark. When school becomes your only safe place. The winter sky was black. Outside, by the tree line, the same dark figure stood still, facing him. Ethan's heart screamed, "Run!" Ever had that primal hunger to escape? He sprinted through bushes, over fences till he reached home, slammed doors, locked everything, told his mom again, She promised to call the police. But promises don't always mean protection. How many prayers does it take to feel safe? At 2:27 a.m., an indoor camera caught Ethan suddenly sitting upright, whispering, "He's here." When your own home turns into a trap, he unlocked the back door, slipped outside, and vanished into the night. No forced entry, no alarms. Some monsters don't break in, they invite you out. The next morning, Ethan's bed empty, doors unlocked, and the back door wide open. His phone left on the kitchen counter, shoes and jacket nowhere to be found. Ever wake up to a nightmare you can't escape? 6 miles away, near Highway 17, his backpack was found half buried in mud, one strap ripped off like a struggle. But Ethan, never found, lost in the dark, swallowed by the silence. Years later, a local reporter revealed a chilling detail from that $25 camera. In one frame, a tall figure stood 2 feet behind Ethan's face, blurred as if it didn't exist. What if the scariest monsters don't have faces? If you knew someone was stalking you, would you confront them or run? Real monsters don't need supernatural powers. They only need opportunity. Would you survive the silence before the storm? Subscribe now for more terrifying true tales from the shadows. 2 new stories are coming. And trust, Mitha, next one is even darker. Don't close your eyes. Not yet.
Don't forget to subscribe because there are more stories like this, waiting to be told.